Hara. Jikwit. Kalasatalto. I hope that you're doing well. Tame Gama. I'm good. Good of Mahad. So, today we're going to be learning about two things. The first thing is how to conjugate the verb to be. And we're going to learn that so that we can then describe emotions, or our emotional states. Anwil tu rei. Are you ready? Well, let's go. In Irish, there are two forms of the verb to be. This is something I'm told that is in Spanish. It is not in English, so it may take some getting used to, but for today's purposes, we're just going to learn about one form. This form is a simple conjugation. In Irish, conjugation doesn't often change from person to person. That means that the verb is going to be the same regardless of who's doing the action. But please note that this is not true for all tenses, and it is not true for all dialects. It's a general guideline. The plus is that as a learner, we really only need to learn one form, and then just the different pronouns. So, the form for this version of the verb to be is ta, which you've already heard in the last episode. Ta. That is the present tense conjugation of the verb to be, which will not change. But what will change is the pronoun of the person who's tawing. So, the pronoun for me, or I, is me. Ta me. I am. Ta me. For you, it's ta tu. And I just want to add really quick that in Irish, there is no formal and informal version of you. If you've not learned another language, then disregard what I just said. So, ta me, I am. Ta tu, you are. Ta she, he is. Ta she is. Ta muid, we are. It can also be ta shin. Ta sibh, which would be y'all. So plural you. And ta siad, they are. These pronouns are used in most conjugations, but again, not all of them. But for your purpose as a learner, just pretend that they are, and that's another thing to keep in your pocket. I may. You tu. He she. She. We muid or shin. Y'all sibh, and they siad. Now, you may have noticed that in Irish, the ta is coming before the may or the tu, which is not like English at all. In Irish, a very simple sentence structure is the verb first in the sentence, followed by the pronoun, followed by other things. So in Irish, when we say I am, it's really am I? Ta me. But it's not asking a question. Ta me. I am. Now, as I mentioned before, there are two versions of the verb to be. The version that we're talking about now, which is just be, is often used for temporary states. It can also be used for descriptions. In Irish, emotions are temporary. They don't define who you are. And in fact, the structure in Irish is ta, and then you're going to specify the emotion, and then you're going to say it is on you, or it is on somebody else. So emotion in Irish is on you. Sadness is on me. This sort of structure, ta something, on something, or ta something, and another preposition, is very common in Irish, and so it's worth it to get comfortable with it and to practice it. So for our purposes today, ta, the emotion that is on you, and then orm. Ta emotion orm. The emotion is on me. And what are those emotions? We have ahus, which is happiness. I'm happy, you would say ta ahus orm. There is happiness on me. If you're sad, ta bron orm. There's sadness on me. Ta bron orm. If you're sick, ta tinnis orm. Ta tinnis orm. Another way to say you're tired, ta tersha orm. Ta tersha orm. I'm tired. Tiredness is on me. Ta egla orm. There's fear on me. I'm afraid. And if you want to specify what you are afraid of, you would then use riv. So, ta egla orm, riv maldri. There is fear on me before dogs. That's just how the structure is. I'm afraid of dogs. Now, another way you can describe your state is one that we talked about in the last episode, which is just in response to how are you? Ta me gama, remember? Ta me gama. I'm good. Ta me gudana. Bad. Ta me eraus. Great. Amazing. Ta me tau. Fine. Ta me kert galore. I'm alright. Ta me tershach. I'm tired. You could also say ta me gebra. I'm lovely. Ta me bronach. I'm sad. Ta me tin. I'm sick. Ta me gehientach. I'm wonderful. You could say ta me ermeshka, which means I am drunk. Ta me erbish. I am excited. Ta me ermira. I am furious. And so in both of these forms where we use ta, the emotion is temporary. It is subject to change. Emotions can be on you. They can also be put on someone. They can come on someone. And of course, they can be on someone. Things can be at people. You don't really need to know at this moment all the different ways things can be at, on, with, about someone, but it's worth it to be aware of it, particularly because we are going to be learning possession soon, and possession makes use of this concept. But I think that's all I'm going to say today about this topic. The verb to be, and how to express how you're feeling. So I hope you practice. I would like to mention that one way you can practice if you don't have a speaking partner is to keep a diary. It's something that I've done for several years in Irish, and it is really interesting to go back and read some of your first entries, and you can really see your progress. But it's a great way to think spontaneously. And again, I know right now you may not have a lot to say, but it's worth saying anyway. So, that's it from me today. Slán gafal achara. Goodbye for now, friend. And see you next time.